Hey everybody, welcome back to another video of this course, and in this video we will be covering what is constructor in object oriented programming. So again, constructor is very fundamental topic in object oriented programming, so we need to understand it properly. So this is where we left off in the previous video. So here are a few things that we don't need. Don't need this method destroy phone. Okay. So in this video, we will be covering what is constructor and why we need constructor. So you can understand constructor as a block of code that is called immediately after you initialize an object or you create an object of the class. Constructor is called immediately. You don't need to call it. It is a block of code that instantly called whenever you instantiate a class. So okay, right now we have instantiated a lot of classes, we have created a lot of objects. Where was constructor all this time? It was there only, we couldn't see it because we haven't defined anything what we want inside our constructor. So let's create one constructor and see what it is and what it can do. So in order to create a constructor, what you have to do, you need to type public, which is the access modifier, and then the name of the class itself, that is mobile. Here you can notice that we haven't defined any return type of this method. It looks like a method, but it is not a method, it is a constructor. Constructor have no return type. This is very popular beginners interview question, so you can note this down. Constructors have no return type, and this is how we define it: the access modifier and exact name of the class. So here in this case it is mobile. So here we have our constructor. Now what we do, let's simply just print that a mobile class is initialized. Mobile class is initialized. So this is what we want to print inside the constructor, or this is the code that will be executed when constructor is called. So back to the main method. So let's remove this two method. What we just have done here is we have initialized the mobile class and my phone is the object. As I have stated that constructor is called immediately once the class is initialized. So it should be called, constructor should be called here. So let's try to run this app and see what we got. Okay, here you can see mobile class is initialized. So constructor is called as we initialize the class and we haven't called any method. Now the question is, where was constructor all this time? We haven't created constructor in our previous few videos. So the reason is, when you don't define any constructor for a class, Java creates invisible default constructor for us. So default constructor could look like this: a constructor with nothing. This is called the default constructor. So Java just hides this in case you don't create it. Now this is our custom constructor that we created. So you can print something here else, that object created. Again, now if you run this, here you can see mobile class is initialized, object created. So constructor is called immediately as we instantiate a class. So okay, this is how constructor is called, but why do we need constructor in the first place? To understand this, let's first comment out this constructor and let's write some code using this my phone. I'll just make all these fields to public so that it is accessible in the main method. Okay, so all these are public. Now let's set few values to my phone. So my phone dot company name. So let's set company name, let's say Apple. This is the name of the company. Then my phone dot operating system. So operating system is iOS. And then my phone dot screen size. So screen size is, let's say 6. I guess this is an integer. Yes, 6 inches is the screen size. And then my phone dot camera megapixel. So 13 megapixel is the camera. So this is the object, and now we have set all these values to my phone: the company name, the operating system, the screen size, and the camera megapixel. Although this is not the good practice to make these fields public and accessing directly, but just to understand, let it be. Okay, now let's create another instance of mobile. So mobile, let's call it your phone, and this is equals to new mobile. Now let's set again few values to your phone dot company name. Let's set Samsung here. I got Apple, you got Samsung. Anyways, your phone dot we are done with company name. Then the screen size. Okay, operating system first. This is equals to Android. And then your phone dot we are left with screen size. Let's say you got again 6 inches the screen size. And your phone dot camera megapixel, you got good camera, let's say 48 megapixel is the camera. Now here you can see, whenever you create an instance of a class, you have to set all these values after creating that instance. You have to explicitly define that this is the company name, this is the operating system, screen size, and camera megapixel. Is there any way that we can do it in one line? Yes, there is a way, and that's why we have constructor. So okay, commenting, uncommenting, or constructor. Now what we want to do is we want to set the screen size, operating system, camera megapixel, company name instantly when we create the object of this mobile. So what we need to do here is, this constructor takes few parameters here. So let's say it takes the screen size. Okay, screen size is actually, it's a double value, double screen size, and string, which is the operating system, again integer value for camera megapixel. Okay, let's add underscore here for all these names, because underscore is that just to not get confused from this fields. And then finally we got string, which is the company name. So constructor take these as a argument. Now what we do is we'll set these values to the field that we have here. So screen size, this is equals to screen size, and operating system is equals to operating system from constructor. Camera megapixel is equals to camera megapixel from constructor. Then we got company name, and company name is equals to company name from constructor. Now as constructor is called, all the values which are the parameter of constructor will instantly set to our fields. So okay, here you can see we have some error. So let's comment all these here and here. Okay, so whenever you initialize a class, here we got constructor. These values are mandatory to pass inside the constructor, and you can see we have error here. and this error says expected 4 args but found 0. So instead of writing these here, we can directly pass in these two braces. So the first thing is screen size. So screen size is 6. And okay, also you can see we got hint here. And the next thing that we have here is the operating system. So operating system is iOS. And then the camera megapixel. So camera megapixel is 13. And then the company name is Apple. So instead of having these 4 lines, we can just add these properties instantly, and that happens with the help of constructor. And similarly we can do this here for your phone. So your phone, the screen size is again 6. Operating system that we got here is Android. Camera megapixel is 48, and the company name Samsung. Now we don't need these lines. You set all these values immediately once the class is initialized, and that's how we use constructor. Now to verify these values, you can print any of these values to verify. So let's create public print all values, public void print all values. So what it does, it simply print all the values of the field. So we got the first value that we have is screen size, and the size here is screen size, and let's copy and paste it few times. And then what we got is we got operating system, and then camera megapixel, company name, now let's call this print value method to verify that is the constructor working fine or not. So my phone dot we have, okay, let's first make all these private because we don't need them anyways. So my phone dot print all values. Now let's run this, and here you can see we got screen size 6, operating system iOS, camera megapixel 13, company name Apple. Now let's print all the values for your phone dot print all values. Let's run it, and we got screen size 6, operating system Android, camera megapixel 48, and Samsung. Now if I change your phone configuration, so instead of operating system here is, let's say, Windows, and company name, let's set it to Microsoft. So let's run it again, and here you can see we have our upgraded values this time. Screen size 6, operating system is, okay, it is Windows, camera megapixel 48, and company name Microsoft. So that's how we use constructors. So from this video onwards, we'll be creating constructors for all the class that we create. Okay, let's sum up everything what we have in this video. So what is constructor? Constructor is simply a block of code that is initialized immediately when an object is created. And if you don't have any constructor in your class, then Java creates one for us, and that is an empty constructor with no logic written in it, and we call it as a default constructor. Also, constructor have no return type. As you can see here, constructor doesn't have return type. It looks like a method, but it is not a method. It doesn't have a return type, and the name here is going to be exactly same to the name of the class. Okay, one more thing I want to show is, let's say if you remove this, there is a shortcut to create constructor actually. Now if you go to the main method, here you can see we have error because we don't have constructor now. Okay, back to mobile. Now if you right click and go to generate, here you can see we have the option of constructor, and let's select. Now here you have to select what are the parameters that you want in your constructor. These four are the field, so I want all of them. Now what you have to do, you simply have to print okay, and here you can see we have our constructor, and we don't actually have to write it from scratch. We can choose if we want to, automatically if you want to have it. Now back to main, here you can see the error is gone. So one more interesting thing here is this. This is something that is new which we haven't seen so far. This is used to basically address that, okay, this variable is the field variable of this class. If you don't want this to have here, you simply change the name of these parameters just to have underscore before to clarify this. Now you don't need this. And you can write underscore to set all these values. So this keyword was basically to specify that the value is the field variable and not the parameter value, just to clear the confusion. This is how I like it to happen. Okay, now let's try to create one more constructor. Go to generate here and constructor. Now you can select for what values you want constructor. Let's say I just want for screen size and camera megapixel, and as I press okay, we have constructor for just screen size and camera megapixel. Now back to main, if you remove operating system from here and company name from here, okay, yes, we still have no error because there is a constructor that just needs screen size and the camera megapixel. So in short, you can create more than one constructor and you can define all the values that you want inside the constructor. So as of now, let's just have one constructor with all the fields of this class. So I hope what is constructor it is clear. If not, then you can watch this video again because this is very important topic and you need to understand what is constructor in order to proceed further in the course. And also in next video we have a very interesting project that will be a challenge for you initially, and then we'll try to find out the solution. So that's all about this video and hope to see you in the next video.